Intro. We tell a lot of stories here, but none will compare to how important this one is. It's my story. These are the many eras of my life, personified. They will be the characters to share my memories with the world. Wild Child, Blackbird, Parker, Holly, Haley, Robin, and me, Holly. This is me, unmasked, ready to heal, ready to share the tale of the creator. What came before 12, during Origins, after Brightside, the person behind the screen, the one who survived. So much to be here today, to be able to tell this story. So, let's begin, so that eventually it can end and a new story can take its place. Curse.
Knob story tonight. Florida mother murders her own son.
Everything in life is an exchange. I learned this the day I was born. While I was brought into the world by my mother, my young cousin was taken out by his.
The mother, diagnosed with Munchausen syndrome, attempted to commit suicide and murder her children as a way to escape a custody battle due to a recent divorce. She was a nurse by night, mother by day, and swore she would take her children to God if anyone tried to take them from her.
No one remembers being born, but luckily, I heard every twisted version of this story. After a while, you begin to wonder if it was all your fault, or if it's just some sort of curse. Home.
My first memory was riding in Daddy's favorite blue Chevy. It was his work truck. It always smelled like plywood and metal. He was an electrician, working for my grandpapa's company. He would take me on rides around the neighborhood when I was crying. I liked the feelings and sounds of being in the truck. Nothing felt safer. Just me, Daddy, and the swamp outside the window. My daddy is a cool dad. He always wears a hat and sunglasses. He plays the drums. We don't have a couch in our living room, just an electric drum set. He also likes going to the beach and surfing. He even hangs his surfboards up on the walls.
Back then, life was bright, colorful, full. Everything felt so big, unexplored, full of wonder. That was home to me. The world was beautiful once, and I would spend the rest of my life trying to feel at home again. Bandwagon.
Mommy had me when she was 25. Her and my daddy were 5 years apart. They were married for 8 years before I was born. Daddy worked really hard so that me and Mommy could be together while I grew up. But Mommy wasn't really good at her job like Daddy was. My first memories with Mommy are sad ones. Times where I felt ignored or hungry or tired and she didn't listen. She was busy on the landline gossiping to her friends who were also the mommies. She used to tell me that's why she had me, because everyone else had kids too. But something was wrong with me. I'm autistic, which to me isn't wrong at all. But to her, it was. So she ignored that too. You wanted me to be normal, but I'm not. I'm sorry. I wish our first memories were happier.
First room.
Mommy designed all my rooms growing up. My first room was Looney Tunes themed. We moved out of that house before my first birthday. We said goodbye to the hickory tree and hello to the oak tree. This would be my home for the next 25 years. My favorite things about it were the checker tiles in the kitchen, perfect for playing hopscotch. Mommy also decorated the windows with ladybug curtains that I really want because they reminded me of Strawberry Shortcake. My new room was bright green. Daddy started sketching out his famous doodle on the wall, the sun wearing sunglasses. But it never got finished. The only part that did was the rainbow. And part of a cloud that got gray smudged in it. I don't know why, but looking at the smiling face makes me sad.
Almost like the whole piece was a mural of irony. The sunshine fading to a storm with a rainbow just out of reach. Family.
Family is really important to me. So, meet my nanny and papa, my daddy's parents. Nanny is a good Christian lady. She's the secretary for the family's electric business. Then there's my papa. He's a very smart man. He's the owner of the business. Nanny and papa had a white schnauzer named Buttons. She was so cute. They all lived in a giant house, so big it had an organ in the piano room. Mommy says they're very rich. My other grandparents are my mommy's family. Mimi is my Native American grandmother, and Pop-Pop is her husband, who is my mommy's stepfather. Mimi and Pop-Pop weren't around much when I was a baby.
They weren't around much at all. I never got to know about my native heritage. It was like I was locked out of a glass door. I could see it, right there, but I could never know it. It could never be me. Effects.
My aunt murdered my cousin when I was born. She was my daddy's sister, Nanny and Papa's daughter. My papa hid evidence of the crime. He couldn't believe his daughter would do something so evil, so he lied to the police. He kept saying that family was everything. It was more important than the law. Nanny and Papa had to give up most of their wealth to save my aunt. I don't know why they did that, because she pleaded guilty in court. Soon after that, family business went under. We lost all the employees except my daddy. He had to do everything. It was a lot. So he started to drink beer to feel better. Mommy gave up on me. She was bedridden for weeks over my cousin's death. I think it's because she was a new mommy. It broke her heart to think about that. I think she couldn't love me because of that day. I was just born, but it changed everything.
You are not to blame. Mystery.
Mommy says I am a medical mystery, whatever that means. When I was a baby, I had a lot of severe reactions. My childhood was oatmeal baths, breathing into my nebulizer tube, and getting stickers and lollipops at every doctor visit, which was a lot. I have asthma, which makes it hard for me to breathe. My sinuses were really bad when I was a baby, so I had to get ear tubes put in. I even had a skin biopsy after a really weird rash I had that no doctor in the whole state could figure out.
I still have no idea what caused it. I just live in fear, I guess.
Yeah, but check out this cool scar I got from it. It's shaped like a bumblebee.
Luckily, no medical mysteries would ever dampen this kid's spirit. But we're all better now. Because guess who takes care of us now? Me.
Yay!
Ozzy.
I'm 2 years old now. I can walk a little, talk a little, and play with our family dog, Ozzy. He was named after a famous rock star named Ozzy Osbourne. Mommy and Daddy call themselves rockaholics, whatever that means. Ozzy was a big puppy dog. He was a Blue Heeler Shepherd mix. He was very old by the time I was born, so he was blind and deaf. I would help feed him every morning, guiding him to his food bowl and breaking his milk bowl biscuit in half for us to share.
WC, that's gross.
No, it's not. They're really good. I also would taste test his food, too.
No wonder we are medical mysteries.
Me and Ozzy were best friends. We even went to the bathroom together outside.
That's way too much embarrassing details for the internet, thank you.
Me and Daddy didn't care.
Mom and Dad never found out, you little shithead. That's gross. Now stop. Alone.
I spent a lot of time alone. Daddy sawed my door in half. They wanted to keep an eye on me while I was locked in my room to make sure I wasn't doing something bad. The lock was on the outside of the door. It was up to them to remember to let me out. Didn't remember sometimes. I would get really hungry. I would yell and call out for them over the door, but no one was ever there. I would open up my picture books and look at the food characters would eat. I was so jealous of Curious George! Eventually, it would hurt too bad, and I would stack up all my furniture in order to escape. I learned to climb over the door and sneak my way into the kitchen. But Mommy and Daddy would know I escaped. And I didn't like being trapped in there. I didn't like being alone. What I hated most
was being forgotten and being punished for it. Hot air balloons. My childhood was rich with life, color, and wonder.
Every weekend, in the big empty field behind our house, People would take off in giant hot air balloons. I'd watch them lift off into the sky just as the sun began to rise. It was the most magical thing ever.
But here's the thing about life. All my life, anyway. It's an exchange. There's always a cost for such good things. So, for every wonderful thing comes a terrible thing.
Are you serious? God.
Wild child! Yes, we are fine. We have a 2-year-old who doesn't listen. Thank you. Bye-bye. You do that again, your little ass will get beat. You understand?
Yes, Mommy. I'm sorry, Mommy.
Hey, relax.
No, I'm tired of this shit every goddamn weekend. That alarm goes off. She just stay in her goddamn room like she's supposed to. Mother Earth. I was a wild child. A true Floridian, navigating the forest swamplands of my home with bare feet, knowing no fear of the dangers that lurk beneath them. I was invincible back then. I truly believed I could not die, that I was something of the swamp itself, so it wouldn't hurt me. Rainfall, mud, sunshine, the wind, the trees, the ecstasy of being alive for the first time. This is the spirit of my first era. As doors and locks became less important to my parents, my world opened up. I was free to explore the intricacies of my real mother, Earth, admire her every crevice, her every leaf, her every seed. The world was at my fingertips. The world was as far as my tiny feet could take me. The world I knew, God, it was good. It was beautiful, it was warm, it was lush, it was all mine. There is no deeper love for me by anything on this planet than nature itself. She was a constant wonder whom I adored. Mother Earth, thank you for raising me. Lost. I got lost when I was 2 years old.
Mommy tells us that story all the time. I was outside playing, and Mommy got distracted. Then I wandered away. She couldn't find me anywhere. She said her heart was attacked, so she called the police. And they couldn't find me either. They looked all over the neighborhood.
And where were you?
Eating dirt in the backyard. I never even left.
Imagine being so absent from your kid's life you don't even know they're not missing. I'm sorry, it's not funny, but it is.
She yelled at me a lot after that.
Yeah, even though you did nothing wrong. Typical. Mars rocks.
I wouldn't see Mimi and Pop-Up except on special holidays, but I always loved going to their house. It was a mobile home on top of a tiny hill. Mimi's house was full of interesting things. Statues of Native Americans, animals carved from wood, and frogs! Frogs everywhere! She said they protected us from evil. She always warned me to stay away from the deer, too. She said they were evil. I was scared of them. Mimi also warned me about owls. Looking at them in the eyes was like looking at death. She kept a giant stuffed owl above her bed as a way to ward off anything that might try to get her while she's sleeping. But even though her house was a little scary, nothing beat searching her long driveway for cool rocks. It was full of different granites and stones. My favorite ones were pieces of asphalt, which are called Oreo rocks, and volcanic rocks, which are Mars rocks. Mimi may not have liked me very much, but she did keep the first Mars rock I ever found. She kept it next to her bed. Maybe I was protecting her too.
Boy oh boy.
What are you doing?
Eating a banana.
No, what are you wearing, wild child?
Overalls.
Where's your shirt, baby?
I don't need to wear a shirt. You don't wear a shirt, so I don't want to wear one either.
Girls have to wear shirts. You need to wear a shirt if you want to go outside.
What? Why?
That's the rules. You're not a boy.
But what if I am, though?
And that's when I started questioning my gender. Just kidding! I didn't do that till I was 26!
Yay. Hero. One thing about my dad, he was my hero. In a life where mom abandoned me, dad worked twice as hard to make me feel as best as I could. Was he perfect? Hell no, he was an abusive alcoholic. But did he try really damn hard? Yeah, he did.
Daddy, where's my Elmo?
Your Elmo?
Yeah, I don't have him.
Did you leave him at the arcade? Okay. Hold on. Hello? Yes, it's the little red stuffed animal. No nose. She chewed it off. Yeah, that one. Yeah, thank you. We'll be right there to get him.
It was a long drive, but he went back to rescue my poor Elmo toy. It was my favorite. My first Stim was rubbing his cold glass eyeballs on my upper lip. The thing was hideous, but my dad knew how much it meant to me. I never forgot this. It happened when I was only 2. Thanks, Dad, for being my hero.
at least for a little bit. Fireworks.
Me and fireworks were not friends. Daddy loved them. Every holiday possible, he'd buy lots and lots of them and set them off right in our driveway. But the noise was too loud, and the danger of fire burning up Daddy or Mommy or our house was too scary for me. So I had meltdowns over them. One year, Daddy really wanted me to have fun with the fireworks. He didn't understand why I was scared or why the sound hurt. So he took my car seat out of the Chevy and put it on the concrete, and then strapped me into it. The fireworks went off. I screamed and cried, and I rocked the car seat until I fell over and cut my head open on the pavement. Daddy was mad. He said I was ungrateful and overdramatic for not enjoying the fireworks. He made me feel guilty about all the money he wasted not being able to use them. The car seat was never safe again. Daddy was never safe again.
Spoiled.
Growing up in the 90s was awesome! Our living room was so cool! Mommy and Daddy had this huge fake fish tank that was a tube that went from the floor to the ceiling. When you turned it on, plastic fishies would go up and down, and bubbles would float, and it would glow with rainbow lights! That thing was our prized possession for sure. We eventually did get a couch after Daddy built his band room. It was a shed that I helped him build in the backyard. I would carry buckets to and from where Daddy worked and pretended I was a dinosaur bouncing on a fallen log in an ancient forest. The band room was full of Daddy's drums, but sometimes I get to play my bouncy house in there. Everyone said I was spoiled. I was confused by that. Did spoiled kids get hit all the time? Yelled at all the time? Locked away all the time? I had nice things, like toys, but I didn't feel spoiled.
You weren't being spoiled. You were being distracted. Baptized. I was kidnapped at the ripe age of 2 years old by my psychotic Christian grandparents. They insisted I needed to be baptized, but my parents thought I was too young. Nanny and Papa did it anyway.
Going to adult church was so boring! Nanny always told me to hold still and be quiet, but I couldn't even color! But Nanny and Papa said today was special. They dressed me up in a white gown, and I got to go on the big stage in front of everyone. They were so happy for me! Well, I don't know what's happening though. Then I went up a lot of stairs, and there was a bathtub in this room. People with cameras recorded me.
Then some guy shoved my face into a towel, dunked me aggressively under the water, and pulled me back out. I was so goddamn confused, dude.
Now remember, Wild, this is a secret, okay? Don't tell your mommy.
I won't.
How was church?
I wear weird clothes, and a strange man tried to drown me in a bathtub on TV.
What?
Shoelaces. For whatever reason, tying shoes was the bane of my existence. As a kid, I struggled to understand how it worked. Probably because I had no one to teach me but a book.
Nanny got me new shoes today. They were shiny and purple. They reminded me of unicorns. But the shoe had laces, and I couldn't tie them. And Mommy said I was too accident-prone for them. Whatever that means. But Daddy had an idea. He said he could make the shoelaces disappear and turn my shoes into slip-ons. He tied them on my feet, measured it out, cut off the laces, then flicked open his lighter.
And then I freaked the hell out.
He was gonna burn my new unicorn shoes!
He was burning the frayed laces so they would stay in place. He wasn't ruining the shoes.
You don't know that! You don't know anything! You're just a stupid adult!
Damn, I wish you were wrong. Waiting. With the whole family on the back of my beloved father, I almost never saw him around. The days before preschool were agonizing without Dad there. It was just me and Mom, who butt heads. Yeah, that 27-year-old woman had beef with a 2-year-old, imagine that.
I would wait every day for Daddy to get home. He turned one of our closets into a whole laundry room that goes in the garage. I'd stay in that room with a blanket and a huge I Spy book and would wait patiently for him to get home. The moment I heard the handle jiggle, I jumped up for joy and leaped into his arms. He picked me up and I buried my face to his bristly chin. I loved stimming with it, but he wouldn't be as happy to see Mommy. They would yell a lot, because Mommy was supposed to cook dinner and clean the house, but she never did. Daddy was angry.
And I can't blame him. Having to work and provide for every living thing in your life, and your worthless parents, your wife, your kid, your dying dog, like goddamn, the least anyone could have done for him is cook for him. I'm angry too. You're valid, Dad. Independence.
Mommy said I need to gain some independence. Whatever that means. I started to learn all sorts of stuff by myself. Like how to clean my room, how to brush my teeth, and how to put away the dishes. But I wasn't very good at it yet. One time, I tried to pour my own orange juice into a sippy cup. Pouring drinks was the hardest thing ever, and of course, I ended up spilling it everywhere. I tried to clean it up with paper towels, but it woke up Mommy and...
You get what happens at this point, I hope.
I was scared of making mistakes.
I still am.
I felt like I couldn't do anything right.
I still can't.
All I wanted to do was learn.
And instead,
I got hurt.
Praying mantis.
Oh, wow! A praying mantis! I've never seen one before. I better catch it for my bug hotel. Yeah. Welcome to Wild Child's Bug Hotel, little guy. Huh? Ah! No! Praying mantis! No!
That thing. That evil, vile creature. Killed Wormy. Unforgivable. Praying mantises. Forever demons to me. Never again was I so naive to the ways of their murderous nature.
Evil!
Crafts.
When I turned 3, I told Mommy I wanted to do arts and crafts. She never usually wanted to do anything with me. But one time, she did. It's my favorite memory with her. Mommy got a whole bucket of construction paper, glitter glue, pipe cleaners, googly eyes, all the best stuff. So we got right to work making paper bag puppets. I made a cat, of course, and she made a piggy. It made me laugh when she made winking sounds. Another time, we painted sun catchers to hang in the windows. The sunlight coming inside made everything turn to rainbows. It was so magical. I wish Mommy did more arts and crafts with me. I wish Mommy did anything with me, really.
Wild child. The sooner you stop wishing that, the better. She'll never be our mom. Just our parent. But that's okay. I'll take care of us. Stomping.
Mommy, I had nightmares again. Can I sleep with you and Daddy?
Again. You need to sleep by yourself, Pumpkinhead.
But Mommy, I keep hearing people stomping.
What?
There are people stomping in my ears when I wake up from nightmares. It's scary. It sounds like they're running towards me, chasing me.
What? Poor little wild child was trying to explain that she could hear her own heartbeat in her ears after waking up scared. But the way I would word it made my mother believe I was schizophrenic. Several hearing tests, getting my ear tubes removed, and many psychiatric tests proved that I was in fact not hallucinating, just had extremely sensitive hearing.
But what about the sprinkles in my legs?
Your leg just fell asleep, you're fine! Beach.
As a Floridian tadpole, I was born to boogie board on the beach. I was also a master seashell finder. I was always on the hunt for shark teeth. Finding them was really lucky.
We obviously spent a lot of time in the ocean growing up.
I loved it! I even got to swim all the way to the sandbar when I got bigger.
The sandbar was a magical place. Imagine a tall mound of sand you could stand on, even though it's deep before and after you get there. We find a lot of cool sand dollars there.
We had to be careful, because horseshoe crabs could come out of the sand and stab us to death!
I'm terrified of those things.
You have to be careful everywhere, really. I stepped on a jellyfish once, and it was clear, and its stingers were buried, and it hurt really bad.
Yet, we're not afraid of jellyfish. Tell me how that works. Playground.
Nothing like sitting back in my PJs and watching Daddy and Pop-Pop build a new playground.
You little brat! Why didn't you help them?
They wouldn't let me! It's too dangerous.
I loved that playset. It was stained red wood and it had multiple swings, a climbing net, and telescope. It was the best spot to watch the hot air balloons in the morning.
Lots of frogs would sleep on the roof too! And spiders would make big webs on the slide. My bug hotel was too small for all the critters I could catch.
Mom upgraded the bug business by giving us a giant storage bin to make an ecosystem with.
I accidentally made a sinkhole because I dug up dirt to put in it.
But my favorite part about the playset?
The swings! Yeah!
Anything but toys. Wild child, put my goddamn candles back!
No! My bakery items!
I don't call her wild child for no good reason. That kid only wanted to play with things that were not toys. Being a gifted kid really makes toys labeled for your age boring. Can't blame the little tadpole.
If candles are for playing, then why does this one look like butter? And this one, a cake? This one's literally a jar full of jam. How can adults not see that? I just want to play with Nanny's ceramic birds in her bathroom, okay? They're so much more than decorations. They go on adventures and are friends with the fishy candles in the other bathroom. I can't just leave them there all alone to get dusty on a shelf. It makes me sad.
Objects have souls. I don't care what you have to say.
Birth. As an autistic person, I had a lot of hyperfixations. Most of them I had zero control over. One of my first ones was strange, to say the least. Like, birth? Who hyperfixates on being born? Why was I such a little weirdo? Airplanes.
Mommy, we're gonna be late for preschool.
Shut up, God, no!
What's happening? Why did that airplane hit that house, Mommy?
9/11 happened when I was 3. I got the day off from school. No one ever really explained it to me because I was so young. That and lying runs deep in this family, especially when it comes to tragedy.
All I knew was that people died, just like my cousin. It's sad.
A casual American experience is living through unspeakable horror and then returning to life the next day like it never even happened. But if I know one thing, it's that the body keeps the score.
I was really scared of airplanes after that. Every time one would fly over, I would cry and hide because I thought they were gonna crash into our house.
It's a subconscious fear I got in passing, just for being alive at that time.
Fender Bender.
For my 3rd Christmas, I got my very own Chevy truck. It was a small battery-powered car made of plastic that I could drive around the yard. Mommy wouldn't let me on it till I wore a helmet and knee pads. Well, it wasn't even that fast. I wasn't very good at driving at first. I would crash a lot. Daddy would yell, "That's a Fender Bender." He would make me laugh really hard.
So you totally crashed on purpose sometimes, right?
No. When I got better at driving, Daddy would pay me to pick up pine cones and sticks out of the yard while I drove around in my car. It had a tiny truck that could hold stuff. And I made 25 cents every time I brought Daddy a load.
These were my earliest memories of earning money for chores. I think it laid a healthy foundation for me. Dad made work fun and rewarding for WC. Did y'all wonder how I got my work ethic?
It was the quarters.
Yeah, still making quarters in 2024. Yep, economy. Great.
Bedtime.
With a butterfly kiss and a ladybug hug. Sleep tight, little one, like a bug in a rub. Sweet dreams, and don't let the bedbugs bite!
He's saying that to me every night while tucking me in. You ever look back on something from your childhood? Something you once thought was pure or happy, only to find out it was all a lie. And it's ruined now. My aunt got me that pillow. It was her words entering my bedtime routine my entire life. Ever present, like a haunting ghost.
Dad's bedtime song gives me a pit in my stomach now. But back then, it made my whole day.
Holly, why do happy things have to be sad now?
I'll tell you when you're older.
Man, why do adults always say that? Ugh.
Big sister. This was undoubtedly the best day of my life.
Hi, Rocky. I'm Wild Child. I'm your big sister.
It was from that moment forward, my life was over, and my brothers began. I didn't really understand what becoming a big sister meant at the time.
I got sticks of bubblegum and a pin, and Mommy and I made t-shirts.
Wild Child had no idea that she just met her best friend for life, and her greatest responsibility. I raised my little brother. He's my world. Even from the first day we met, I was smitten. I had to teach him everything I knew, show him the world I loved. It was me and my brother against all odds.
Mommy gets mad at me and calls me a mother hen, whatever that means.
She's just jealous you're a better parent at 4 years old than she'll ever be in her entire life. Golden puppy.
Huh? Mommy!
Hush, child, I'm talking.
But Rocky's puppy.
You ever regret something so much over something so stupid? Like, this is the thing that keeps me up at night, y'all. That was my brother's first and favorite stuffed animal. The golden puppy. I had every chance, every opportunity to rip away from my stupid mom and grab the damn thing. But I didn't. Something stopped me. Where's this toy?
He dropped it back there in the store. I tried to tell you.
By the time we went back inside, it was already gone. I've never forgiven myself for losing it.
I'm sorry, Rocky.
Nightlight.
Good night, baby.
Night-night, Daddy. I love you.
Love you too.
No!
Dude, what was up with everything in the 2000s being so goddamn dangerous? Half the electronics I had literally burst into flames or melted or something horrible like that. It was so dramatic. That moon and star lamp was my only nightlight. I was terrified of the dark without it.
Venus. Luna. I'm so sorry.
Ah, it's okay. Rocky has the exact same light in his bedroom. We have an extra.
Phew, that's good. Good night.
Guess this happened not once, but twice. The pond.
One short walk from our treehouse, and we'd be at my favorite place in the whole wide world, the pond. I'd go there to catch love bugs when they were in season. They made the best snacks for my reptile hotels. I would see families of sandhill cranes there too. Scared me a little though. Daddy said they were pterodactyls from prehistoric times, and I believe him. Have you heard those things? The most amazing memory I have at the pond is when I got to watch baby ducklings hatch in a tree stump. Daddy wouldn't let me keep one though. I always feel so at peace near the water. My family calls me a fish out of water. But I'm not a fish! I'm a frog. Well, a tadpole, cause I'm a kid, but still, get it right, people.
VHS.
Another bad dream. Can't wake up Mommy and Daddy anymore. I have to be a big girl. Maybe I can put on the TV instead. Oh no. It has to rewind.
Why was it so loud and scary? Kites.
'Twas a blustery day in the 100-acre woods.
That's a line from our favorite Winnie the Pooh I Spy book.
Mimi and Pop-Pop will fly kites with me on windy days like these. It's so much fun!
Watch out, Boop Kid.
That's a Fender Bender!
You know what? Now that I think about it, why did Pop-Up call us boob kids? Like, what was up with that? What?
He was calling us dumb?
I mean, was he wrong though?
No.
Building blocks.
Starting preschool was the best thing ever! At Bible school, we had all sorts of fun things, like finger painting, playing outside in the playground, and learning about Jesus. But my favorite part was building the tallest tower out of blocks. Every time a kid would beat the record, the teacher would take a Polaroid of you in the tower. I got so many pictures taken because I was really good at it. But one time, this other kid beat my record.
So naturally, I knocked over his tower before they could take photo evidence. He cried a lot, and I remember being really annoyed about that, but like, dude, that was evil of me!
Only I can have the tallest tower.
Picky. Wild child, you need to eat all the colors of your Fruit Loops. Don't waste food.
The other colors taste bad!
They're all the same flavor.
No, they're not! I only like the green ones.
That's what you get, mother. That's what you get for having a little autistic child. They pretend it isn't autistic, you horrible, awful human being. Yes, wild child. Yes, eat only 4 peas at a time, you silly little goose. Be your authentic self. I support you.
What paper plate should we get?
Noodles!
Oh, because you like animals.
Yes, but also food separation!
The autism experience. Alive.
I'm alive. Huh, that's weird. I guess one day I will be. I wonder what happens when we die. Is it like sleeping? Just black forever? I don't want to think about it. Too scary. I'm just pretending to be busy. To be swinging like a kid on a playground. Mommy's talking to the teacher, so I better act like I'm having fun. I mean, There isn't much else to do in my life right now. Maybe if I pretend to be a kid longer, I won't grow up and die.
Anyone else get deeply existential in the tire swing, or was that a PetPyves exclusive canon event?
Fine china.
Hello, and welcome to Wild Child Cafe. Today, we'll be serving you with only our finest china. First, the famous elephant cereal bowl, complete with a milk straw as his tail. We recommend Cocoa Puffs because the chocolate milk at the end is the best. Next, the Minnie Mouse plate, complete with 3 sections, all labeled for your meal. You can scoop exactly 4 peas from one section, a bit of mashed potatoes from the next, and then a meat cube from the center. Truly an exquisite piece. Finally, we have the Looney Tunes spoons, only to be used on rare occasions, such as ice cream bowls or birthday cake. The spoons will play sounds when you use them, quoting famous characters from the cartoon. Quite the experience to pair with sweets. That is all for today's specials. Please see us next week for sippy cups and Zoop Out plates.
Training wheels.
Go, go, go! You can do it! Go, go, go!
I did it!
Woo! No more training wheels.
Yay! I did it!
I'm so grateful to have had a dad, even if it was short-lived. This memory, this classic moment between a father and his child. Riding your bike for the first time, learning to balance it all, looking back at him, trusting him, watching him let go, and you soar away. Wild Child is so lucky to have had him. While I may have taken a lot for granted at her age, I made sure to always let my dad know how much I loved him, and appreciated how hard he fought to keep me happy. I could always see it in his bruised hands, cloudy eyes, and leathery sun-bleached skin. His whole being, his whole life. It was for Wild Child. Thanks, Dad. I'll never forget what you did for us. Cloud racing.
The sun is coming! Hurry! Run! I almost didn't make it!
I called it cloud racing. Other kids shunned me on the playground. I was weird to them. But Mother Nature was always there for me. She'd send me those clouds and cool gusts of wind to lift my spirits, as if she were playing right alongside me.
I don't think heaven's up there. I think it's down here. Everybody wants to go into the sky when they die. I don't. I want to stay right here. Forever. Just be a kid. Forever. Lying in the grass. Chasing clouds. Forever.
Garbage Man.
Let me go!
Ah, careful.
Yeah! Garbage Man!
What child wants to grow up to be a garbage man? I was obsessed with trucks and cars when I was little. I know, classic autism experience. I had a train phase later too, don't worry. And dinosaurs. But anyways, I would sit on the front of shopping carts pretending it was the garbage truck. My parents would point out things I could put into the cart, and I'd dutifully toss them in and return to my spot, ready to pick up more trash.
Okay, Wild Child. Please tell the class what you want to be when you grow up.
Garbage Man!
Oh, sweet, strange child. Never change. Gameboy.
We're going on a road trip to see your uncle and cousin!
In South Carolina? The piece for my USA puzzle I lost? How can we get there now?
Fun fact, my mother was a twin. Even funner fact, he was way cooler and less abusive than her. Why wasn't I born to him instead? I don't know!
South Carolina was really cool. I saw mountains for the first time ever. Mommy didn't like them though.
Be careful! Oh my god, you're getting so close to the rails!
Becky and I were exploring a playground near my uncle's house when I found something life-changing. Is that a Game Boy?
It had the original Super Mario Brothers in it. Dad was a real one and let me steal. Keep it. There was no way we could ever afford one otherwise.
Thus began my video game obsession.
Thank you, random dumb person, for this blessing.
4th of July. I was that classic American child, perfectly brainwashed to believe our country was good, glorious, and the land of God himself. I was the most patriotic little shit. So naturally, the 4th of July was a huge deal for me, despite the fireworks.
Every year, our town had a parade. They would follow the road that was once a horse and buggy trail, all the way to the historic train station. The firemen would barbecue, nice old ladies would brew tea, and I would get to collect as many beans and candy as I wanted from the parade floats.
I was a bead hoarder, cracked out on candy, sugary tea, and raw meat. Demon child. Nightmare child.
I love 4th of July.
Isn't she so cute?
Rubber Ducky. Racing my brother was a full-time job. With my parents fighting and ignoring us all the time, it only became more and more clear I was the real adult in every situation.
Baba!
I don't know what that means. WC, what does your brother want?
Baba or Tappy Tappy?
What's a tappy tappy?
Ugh. Baba is drink and Tappy Tappy is this thingy that sets him up. There, he needed both, obviously.
Vacations were no different. In fact, I'd argue they were worse. I spent most of my time being anxious over his safety, well-being, and bajillions of toys.
Careful, Rocky, you can't go out there without floaties. Oh no, you're Rubber Ducky. Stay here, Rocky.
The morning tide was coming in, and it was too cold for Wild Child to fight. So Rocky's Rubber Ducky was lost at sea.
First a golden puppy, now you're Rubber Ducky. The worst big sister ever.
Bloom. I was a fearless kid. I'd jump off playgrounds just to prove life wouldn't let me die. That same resilience carried on as I started kindergarten, up until a point, of course.
Mommy says I'm all grown up now. I get my stuff at the bus stop for school. The stop sign bloom with honeysuckles. I pick a flower every day to take with me to school. But no one ever liked my flowers.
I tried so very hard not to be alone in this world, because deep down, I think I was scared. Kindergarten was scary because society's scary. Kids called me weird. My conduct was poor. I couldn't write. I had a speech impediment. Yet I was somehow gifted? It was all so confusing.
One day, Mommy wasn't there to pick me up from the bus stop. The bus driver took me back to school. I waited for hours for her to come get me.
That's the day I realized I was alone in this world. I've been scared ever since. Stim. Y'all know some Stims can be a little embarrassing, but say hello to my main one.
Scratching my head.
Seems harmless, right? Well, Wild Child, do you have lice? Go to the nurse's office.
Why?
Nope, no lice. Go back to class.
Okay.
Scratching again? Lice? Nurse's office.
You're all clear.
What's going on?
This was the constant struggle. I use the Stim when I'm thinking very hard or when I'm stressed, so you can only imagine how much and how aggressively I did this during school. Lice?
Shut up already! I don't have lice!
Lucky Lions. My elementary school's mascot was a lion. The school made a whole economy out of it, giving kids paper money called Lucky Lions for good behavior. But I was a shithead child. I had an N in conduct for needs improvement, so getting those golden tickets was tricky for a Wild Child.
But I had my ways. Kindergartners had to nap every day, but I was never tired enough to sleep. So I would pretend to be sleeping in order to get Lucky Lions.
It had to have looked so fake. I swear they were just giving me sympathy tickets because I never got any otherwise. Either that, or it was the only time I would shut the hell up and hold still.
On Friday, the office would call up all the lucky students with tickets to spend on prizes they had lined up on the counters. I got bouncy balls, crayons, pencils, and erasers that smell good.
That you would gnaw on, like an animal.
Yummy.
School Olden days. I went to a big elementary school with a historic schoolhouse in the front. To celebrate the crusty old white people that built the crappy swamp town I grew up in, the adults so happily celebrated a thing called
School Olden days! We would spend the entire day being peasants! It was awesome! We and milk cows.
which were actually rubber gloves full of water,
Mine for gum.
which was just aquarium gravel and kiddie pools full of sand.
And my favorite thing, petty races.
Those Floridian idiots would make those kids go out in the hot sun and scoop styrofoam cow poops into a wheelbarrow and run across a football field with it. As kids, we freaking loved it, but saying it out loud, man, that was weird.
It was like field day but cooler because it was about old people.
Nothing about old white people is cool, wild child.
But you're cool.
Halloween parade.
It's Halloween! Our favorite holiday ever!
Forever!
Always! My school did this book character parade where everyone would dress up in costumes, carry books, and march all around the school and see every classroom decorated for Halloween. There were prizes for the best costumes, and in kindergarten, I was determined to win one.
Y'all should know by now, I'm next level creative.
We were too poor to make a fancy costume like the rest of the kids. So instead, I got a hand-me-down ladybug outfit, and I made my own book instead. I knew it was gonna win because who else would write and draw their own book?
The teachers thought it was genius. Hell, I still think it was genius.
Most importantly, I got my prize.
And promptly ruined the book and outfit.
Oops.
Speech. What's this?
A sheep.
No, a sheep. Sheep.
A sheep.
What about this one?
A share.
No, a chair. Air.
A share.
I had to take speech classes for several years in elementary school. I was struggling with my reading comprehension. I couldn't read aloud. I couldn't write or spell. We later found out I was dyslexic.
Other kids, they make fun of the way I talked.
I lovingly call it my uwu phase. I said everything so adorably, honestly.
I emphasize it a lot when I want something from the adults.
That's evil. I love you. Caboose. Come on, wild child, you're falling behind.
Isn't that what the caboose is supposed to do?
It only took a few weeks of public schooling to open my eyes to what the world wanted me to be, and how I couldn't fit into that mold.
I'm always the caboose, 'cause no one likes me. And I can keep an eye on them from here. No one can pull my hair or call me names if I'm last.
As a kid, I knew deep down I was being neglected and abused, and kindergarten was my first real chance to connect with anyone that wasn't my insane family.
But no one cared. I tried so hard to show them how sad I was, but no one ever asked if I was okay. I thought that's how it worked.
Wild child, it'll never work. I'm sorry. This world isn't built for us. But hey, you're not alone. We could be sad together. No masks needed. Runaway Gingerbread Man. Merry Christmas, class. To celebrate, we'll be sharing a giant gingerbread man all the teachers bake. Oh no! Where did the gingerbread man go?
He left us a note, and there's his footprints leading out the door!
The Runaway Gingerbread Man was a kindergarten tradition at my school. We spent the whole day reading notes, solving puzzles and riddles, and walking around the entire school in the chilly December air, looking for that damn cookie.
After searching all day long, we finally found him! He was tired from running around so much and was napping in our play pretend house back in the classroom. Stupid guy! Now we can eat him.
And then more than a dozen crazed kindergartners with a vengeance feasted upon his spicy crumbs. It was glorious.
I ate his arm off!
Sunshine.
Daddy and his best friend B-Boy are going biking with me today. Daddy was a little busy, but he'll be out soon.
You were my sunshine. My only sunshine. You kept me close when things weren't safe. You'll never know, Dad, how much I needed you. Please don't leave her alone today. Jelly beans! Are you ready to go?
Yeah, is Daddy coming soon?
Daddy's gonna sit this one out. But hey, why don't you go change in your bathing suit so we can go swimming with him when we get back instead?
Yeah, okay, I'll be right back.
Okay, take your time.
Take your time. Take your time. happened to me? How could that have happened to me? Justice.
That's the stupid kid table. They have to be separated from all the other kids or else we'll catch it. We're not stupid. Mothie has allergies. Stupid, stupid, stupid.
Do you know why you're here, wild child?
Because Snaily was bullying Mothie.
You hurt our little girl! Where's her parents?
They couldn't come. Please, give me a moment with her. Take one of these, Snaily. Wild, your parents will talk to you later about this.
Talk?
You can have one of these when you're in here for a good reason.
It was for a good reason. My friends, the few I had, deserved to be safe. And you just taught me a cruel life lesson. That justice doesn't exist. I always knew it. But that day, I felt it. Mothie.
We're going away soon. Where? Wisconsin. The cheese state from my USA puzzle? I'll miss you.
I'll never forget that kid. Mothie was my first real friend in life. She was this pale ginger kid with gluten allergies, and I loved her to bits. We'd ride scooters, swim with her dogs in the pool, play Toontown online, and beg her brother to play Super Smash Bros. Melee on the GameCube.
It was sad when Mothie had to move away. Other kids in school liked me. I felt like she was weird too, just like me. When she left, she gave me a photo of us from her bullied birthday party with a number 1 ribbon on it. I kept it by my bed my whole life after that.
You know, I live in Wisconsin now too, funny enough. I wonder if she's still here. Maybe by some small chance of fate, I've already walked past her somewhere. I wish I could thank her for the memories. Grow up. Alright kids, today we're going to be painting pictures. Not a peep until supplies are given out.
It farted.
You think that's funny?
Yeah, it sounded like a ketchup ball fart noise.
Grow up! You shouldn't be laughing at things like that. You need to learn to act your age. You're getting an F for today. You can sit here and watch your classmates have fun while you miss out, since you want to be so childish. She's fucking 6 years old, you fart bag! And yeah, wild child, you can laugh at farts. You're a child. Of course she's acting childish.
She's right, Holly. I don't deserve art time. I learned my lesson.
No, honey, no. You're learning the wrong lessons. Can someone please stop? Please stop hurting her. Please stop destroying her spirit. I can't undo this much damage.
It's part of growing up. It's what everybody says.
No, it's not. This isn't normal.
We're not normal.
Heart. Oh, what's wrong, wild child?
Those girls said I don't have Jesus in my heart. I don't know how to get him in there.
Maybe I can help you. Vacation Bible School is where I'd spend most of my summers. It was not fun. I have never been bullied worse in my entire life. Kids would keep finding reasons to outcast me. They would usually try to make it about religion too.
Wild Child's hair is so messy because she's actually hiding devil horns under there.
No, I'm not. Look. Don't fall for her tricks or you'll go to hell.
I wanted so badly to be a good little Christian girl, but I had to stop going to church once the threats turned to violence. Honestly, it was a blessing in disguise.
But the Velcro monkey races were cool at least.
White people activities. Houseboat.
Papa, I got one.
Hold her steady there, girl.
Huh?
Oh, 2-for-1er.
Hey!
The houseboat was parked at a dock right off the Gulf of Mexico. Papa would take us out all the time to go fishing, have hot dogs on the grill, and of course, swim in the ocean.
But the most magical thing ever was the bait tanks at the dock. They had shrimpies and wormies in there.
I was too sad to use them as bait, so I would ask Papa to get some, only to secretly release them back into the ocean to live free.
Swim away, wormy! Swim away!
Just let her think the worms can swim, okay? KO.
I wanna soak up the sun. Wanna tell everybody.
Too bad that didn't kill me. Unsettling. Nanny and Papa's house was my favorite place on earth. But here's the thing about that house. My aunt and cousins lived there before one died. And once they were gone, and the dust settled, Nanny and Papa played it off that their rooms, full of stuff, was my brother and I's. I grew up playing with dead kids' toys, sleeping in a dead kid's bed, wearing his Robin costume, reading his books, playing his Super Nintendo, and erasing his save files. It's weird growing up. All the good, golden memories start to look different, aged with time and truth. It's hard to reflect on those happy days when I now know the reality of the situation I was in. It's unsettling. But Wild Child never knew. To her, this was heaven, lying on that blue bunk bed, playing Littlest Pet Shops without a care in the world. I've decided to let her have it. Otherwise, I may not have any good left in my whole childhood. The Giant Cucumber.
I have a green thumb! Yes, I mean that literally, but also, I can grow plants. One year, Daddy, Rocky, and I planted a garden in the backyard. It had carrots, tomatoes, and cucumbers. I showed Rocky how to water them every day, but he kind of stinked at it. Probably because he's a baby. I don't know why I left him in charge, because we all forgot about the garden until forever later. I was sure all the plants would have died, but somehow they were alive and huge. I found a cucumber hiding all the way in the back that was as big as my arm. I ran inside to show Mommy and Daddy and Rocky. We were all so proud and surprised.
Mom tried to put it in a salad so we could eat our own homegrown vegetables, but she made one critical error.
I hate eating leaves. Ew! I don't even like cucumbers either.
Hit list. Wild Child, you're getting too distracted with that toy on your desk.
Huh? But he's just sitting there. I'm not playing with him.
You'll get him at the end of the week. Can you please just return the stuffed animal? She won't bring it to school again. That evil-ass teacher held my stuffed puppy Spot hostage for no apparent reason. Even Mom was trying to get it back. It was completely uncalled for. So I took matters into my own hands.
Miss Ladybug, you're the very first victim on my hit list. Crime, kidnapping, Spot without plausible cause. Next victim? That no good bully Sally! She said my best friend Mothie had dog breath. She does next!
Don't cross the frog, child. Emergency. I think one of the most hurtful things that happened to me was being overly punished as a child. Not even for big things, but all things. I learned what calling 911 meant in school one day. So, when my nanny picked me up that day, I decided to call the number at her house. You know, just to see if it worked, I guess. 911, what's your emergency?
I didn't think anything would happen if I just hung up, but... Gotta hide! They're gonna take me to jail!
You don't call 911 unless there's an emergency! I understand, Nanny, that I did something wrong. I was a dumb kid, but was chasing me under the bed the right punishment for that? Or were you just scared because the cops showed up at your door when you know you have crimes you're hiding from them? Girls.
Boy, what a long day of being a first grader. I'm pooped. Hey, WC, wanna come play at my house? Sure! Hurry, shut the door, and hide! Why? We're gonna play a secret game. A secret game? Yeah, we're gonna practice kissing. So when we kiss boys, we'll be really good at it.
Seems like sound future lesbian logic to me, random neighbor girl I never saw again after this.
Okay. Mwah!
To everyone who says you aren't born gay, please watch this video. I was 6! I was 6! 6 years old! Kissing girls! Ah! Gotta catch 'em all.
I want that one, Daddy!
Sure, baby. I had no idea what Pokemon was. My parents weren't opposed to me, their AFAB child, liking things that were masculine. Hell, even my biggest hyperfixation at the time was Transformers. They luckily never forced baby dolls or girly stuff onto me. I don't think they had the time to care, honestly. But it was that fateful day that I took a huge leap into one of my favorite franchises of all time. I loved those action figures. I eventually became a collector, saving up every penny to grow my cast of characters.
This is my Minum. She's Baby Minum and Puzzle's mom. They have a weird uncle, Raichu, who is obsessed with chicken legs. And this is their stepdad, Pikachu, and his teen daughter, Pikachu, and his son, Pikachu.
We had elaborate lore for our action figures. They were my first OCs and stories. I cherish them so much.
I need more!
Rescue.
Rocky has anger issues. He's seriously one mad little baby. One time, I wouldn't let him play with my Thomas the Tank Engine. He threw a huge fit and stormed out of the house. But I didn't think anything of it until I saw him outside, slowly wheeling his Hot Wheels bike into the street.
That kid tried to kill himself over a toy!
I ran out as quick as I could, yelling for Rocky to get out of the road. But he just kept huffing and puffing and crossing his arms all mad. A car was coming, so I grabbed his arm and his bike handle and yanked them both into the grass before it was too late. He never even thanked me. Just cried. Ugh, what an ungrateful brat he turned out to be.
Dance.
The rascally rabbit who had a bad habit. He ate all the carrots and he didn't want to sell it.
My mother was one of those dance moms. She forced me into classes I didn't want to take. I hated every part of it. The itchy costumes, the petty girls, the loud music, getting yelled at by the teachers.
Mommy says she never got to do that stuff when she was a kid, and that I should be grateful. But it's hard when my toes are bleeding all the time from the tap shoes.
Luckily, after years of complaining, we came to a better agreement. Gymnastics. This is where Wild Child could let loose all of that pent-up energy. It was so much better for us, even if Mom hated how unsanitary it was.
Mommy, look at what I can do! Ta-da! Mommy?
Hurricane.
What are you doing, Daddy?
Boarding up the windows. Big storm is coming.
We'd have hurricanes a few times a year, but one time we got hit with a really bad one called Hurricane Charlie. I've never seen anything like it. Tornadoes ripped through our town like paper.
Please take cover now. Move into rooms without windows and cover your head.
Goldfish, Mommy?
No, WC, get in the tub! Now!
But what about Daddy?
It's okay, baby.
I had never seen nature so angry before. I was scarred for life. Old Schoolhouse. Our elementary school had a historic building in the front, an old, original schoolhouse. Every year they would deck it out for the holidays.
Merry Christmas, little girl.
Gimme! Ooh. Oh! Look at that one!
It really was the closest thing to Christmas magic I ever experienced. I learned the truth about Santa Claus very early. No thanks to Dad and his drunk ramblings, but I always had a spark of hope for my brother. Everything I lost, I'd give to him instead.
See, Rocky? Santa Claus is coming tonight, and he's gonna bring us presents. I'm gonna make it the best Christmas ever for you, okay? Even if he's just a weird little worm right now. One day, you'll get to see all the pretty lights, bake cookies with Nanny and me, make reindeer food at school, and drink hot chocolate. Aww, just grow up already.
Trust me, WC. It'll happen faster than you can imagine. Cookies. Every Christmas, I would help my nanny make hundreds of her famous holiday cookies to give away to the neighborhood. It was my favorite tradition by far.
I get to decorate them all using the special sprinkle cabinet. There's so many to choose from, and I get to pick the shapes, cut them out, and sometimes get to dye the dough too. Look at the swirly ones!
The cookies were buttery and floury, not too sweet. Ugh, they were so good. Everyone would eat them until they literally got sick. I don't know what those Christian old white ladies be putting in them damn cookies, but...
They're from heaven.
Just like you, Wild Child.
And Rocky too.
Of course.
Here you go, Rocky. I know what it's like to be forgotten. I'll make sure they don't make you feel that way. Ever. Forever. And ever. Always.
I'll protect you. Business.
Extra, read all about it. Buttons plays a new trick and will be performing it today at the local dog talent show. Did you get your tickets?
I thought you were buying.
You gotta pay for the newspaper too.
Well, girl, you've got an eye for business, just like your papa.
Growing up in a family of entrepreneurs really does shape your mind for business. I had a natural talent for it. I'd raid Nanny's office for supplies and use the industrial printer to produce my own newspapers every time I visited my grandparents. I eventually turned this skill into drawing and making comics for the newspapers, which later resolved in a love for drawing cartoons. I don't know where PetPyves would be today without that little newspaper business and my 2 loyal customers.
Thanks, Nanny and Papa. Now, read my newest comic. It's about a Jack Russell Terrier named Dingy. Dingy?
Dog. After Ozzy sadly passed away, my parents decided to get a new puppy, an Italian sheepdog. We named him Bandit.
But Bandit was mean. He would chase me and bite my legs. He was nothing like Ozzy. He was scary.
So Mom gave him away to a family friend. Their son, Beetle, was my buddy. I went to play at their house sometimes and would get to see Bandit.
One day, while we were eating a PB&J at lunch, Bandit was looking at me funny. He was jealous. He wanted my food, so he jumped up and...
We never saw the family again. But you know what we got after all that?
Hospital popsicles!
And a cool permanent scar across our bottom lip. Worth it.
I'm definitely not traumatized!
Yeah, definitely. Cursed Clover.
Okay, Rocky, you look over here, and I'll go by the playground. I've been looking for a 4-leaf clover forever, but with 2 of us, I'm sure we'll... A 4-leaf clover! Eee! I want to see. Look, isn't it cool? It's supposed to bring good luck. Boy, do we need that.
You ever wonder what happens if you let a 4-leaf clover die? Because I think it leads to bad luck. Very bad luck.
I found it on the back of the tater box in the kitchen, all shriveled up. That same night, I broke a mirror. That's 7 years of bad luck on top of the dead clover. I was doomed. The clover's curse was taking over. And soon, lots of other bad things started happening too. Like Mommy and Daddy fighting.
The divorce was right around the corner. All I could do was let the curse take over. Free. I want to make something clear. My childhood had good moments. Nanny and Papa's house was my safe haven. They were good people to me when I was growing up. They raised me better than anyone else. It was the only place I could be a kid, and not the scapegoat eldest daughter lugging around her baby brother for Mom and Dad.
I loved taking long bubble baths at Nanny's house. I would play with toys until my fingers turned to raisins. Then, Nanny would pat me in the giant puff ball full of baby powder. It was so fancy. Then, Papa and I would have bowls of vanilla ice cream with chocolate syrup on top. But we had to mix it up really good before we could eat it. I called it cold soup. I always felt safe there. I always felt loved, too. Like I could relax and watch Pokemon movies on the big TV, and I wouldn't get in trouble. It wasn't like home. I was...
free. Ant houses.
And done! This house is now for sale. Hello, sir. Are you interested? It's a luxurious 2-bedroom estate, complete with a ball cap pool and a leaf hammock. And it's all yours! Mwah! What's the weird frog girl doing? I'm scared. Ant houses. You wanna play? No thanks. Hey! My eyes! You're the girl who pees when she laughs, right? I'm not! Tickle her and find out. No, stop! Please, no!
Soiled your clothes again, wild child. You're way too old for diapers, you know.
It wasn't me! I wasn't... Never mind. No one would believe me.
I went the whole day wearing donation clothes, utterly humiliated. She was right though. No one believed her. But she was a victim of bullying. I'm letting her voice be heard now. Grill.
I love helping Daddy cook! I'm learning lots of new things in the kitchen! I climb on the counters to make him coffee in the morning, and now I cook Rocky and I scrambled eggs and toast for breakfast. What I really love is making steak on the grill. I love fire! Fire is so fun!
I was a pyromaniac. I should not have been trusted with any flammable devices, but here we are. Luckily, Jesus Christ!
Hey, Daddy had a bad habit of burning our Texas toast all the time. I've never burned anything. Rocky loves it when I make my canned carrots ski down a mountain of mashed potatoes and sing, "Don't stop skiing."
Dad's rock music really shaped our childhood in hilarious ways. Like, come on, this kid is iconic!
Oh, we're halfway there. Oh, butter on my bread.
Divorce.
Where's Mommy and Daddy, Nanny?
They're in school right now, taking an important class.
Oh, okay.
They were getting divorced. Thank God. The brutal fights leading up to it were violent and traumatizing to live through. Little did I know, it was all over. It's okay to be sad. Your family is breaking apart.
But I'm not sad. I'm happy. I get 2 birthdays, 2 Christmases, and 2 Halloweens.
The world wanted me to weep, but I had already cried every tear I had for my family. I already knew it was broken. From the day I was born, I knew. But there were days where I would realize nothing would ever be the same again. It was a good and bad thing. Divorce can be both. Homeless.
Daddy, where's Rocky and Mommy?
Away.
Are they coming home soon?
No, we're not going back there. This is our home now.
But it's empty.
I didn't understand we were basically homeless. That my mother chose my brother over me and tried to separate us. That Nanny and Papa shunned my father for divorcing his evil, abusive wife. As a kid, all I cared about was helping my hero when he needed me most.
I learned how to do plumbing. I love the purple pipe glue. I helped Daddy build a futon. I also made these bracelets out of zip ties. Look how cool, Rocky. Careful. Jeez, why do you like danger so much?
It was a lot of hard work, but it became home. Tad and I, we made it together, piece by piece. Velvet art.
Daddy's putting the floors in today. So while we're at Home Depot, I got a fun ride in some brand new velvet arts. They're fuzzy coloring posters, my favorite.
My poor father. Building a house with an autistic child constantly disappearing into the woods must have been stressful. While the acre of land was fun to explore, it had to be kept occupied in some place where I couldn't get snake bites.
I made you the lion one, Daddy. Ah!
Cool!
And this one's for Rocky. Where's his room gonna be?
This one right here.
I wanna put it up high! Up! Yay!
It wasn't a lot, but it was the first splash of color in the whole house. Hot tub.
Daddy's acre has 2 houses on it. His friend Socks lives in the back house. He's the guitar player in Daddy's band. There's a tiki hut attached to the back house that has a hot tub in it. Rocky and I love swimming in it. Socks is really nice. He and B-Boy and my dad are best friends. I love playing hide and seek with them and telling scary stories around the bonfire.
In the dark forest, inside the dark house, in the dark room, in the dark box, there was a jelly bean!
I had no reason to believe I was in danger. These people were my godparents, sworn in and approved by both Mom and Dad. But the reality was, I was 7 years old, being photographed in my bathing suits by disgusting men who my idiot parents let wander into our lives. I thought B-Boy was one of the only cool grown-ups I had as a kid, but it turns out the only adult I had was myself. Triggers. My first PTSD trigger was the sound of rubber ducks squeaking.
Rocky just kept squeezing a ducky one time, and it made me cry for no reason. It made a hole in my tummy. It made me very, very sad to hear it squeak like that, like it was dying.
Music boxes were another big one. I used to crank musical snow globes to drown out mom and dad's screaming matches before the divorce. So I was confused when I would spiral after TV shows included gentle music box themes.
What's happening to me? Why am I being such a crybaby?
These are triggers, WC. They're your body and mind's natural reaction to something traumatic that happened to you when you were little. It's okay to cry about it now. The reason why you're sad is because you weren't allowed to be back then. It's safe now.
Okay, then I'm gonna cry a lot now.
I'll cry with you. How about that? Pixter. The early 2000s. What a time to be alive. We had portable CD players, Game Boys, disco balls, whatever those fiberglass light things were, and all the classic toys.
I love playing with my Poochie dog. I also had a cat too. I brought them to my one and only sleepover at Mimi's house. We stayed up late watching Teen Titans, my favorite show ever. We also played with our Pixters. It was like a digital drawing pad with games on it. Rocky loved making SpongeBob videos on there.
Despite being so absent, the few memories I had with my grandmother were wholesome. I mean, she even made me special pancakes that morning that spelled my name. She had to have loved me a little bit. I mean, come on, who can resist the freckled tadpole child? Forest. Time for a word scramble. How many words can we make out of the letters that spell forest? Wild child.
I don't know. T-E-S-T? Test?
There's not two T's in forest. That's an F, not a T. My second grade teacher was a bully. I was supposed to be put in special ed that year, but my parents refused. They insisted I was normal and could outperform every other kid in the school. They were right. In a lot of cases, I was bored as hell in regular classes. But in other areas, I struggled. Bad.
Mommy moved me out of that class after that, but my next class was even more boring than the last.
Mom and Dad bragged about my straight A's to all the other parents, but it always felt so cheap and dishonest.
I didn't work hard for those grades, but I was rewarded for them all the time. I wanted the adults to be happy, but I didn't feel comfortable wearing medals and getting trophies. I didn't deserve it.
Glasses.
There's something wrong with my eyes. I can't read far away. I'm always tripping on my own feet. The school did an eye test and told my mommy and daddy that I have astigmatism. Whatever that means.
Yep, you need glasses, alright.
My poor blind baby couldn't see this whole time! I'm a terrible mother!
I'm sorry to tell you this, wild child, but you need to wear glasses for the rest of your life in order to see. I hope that doesn't ruin anything for you.
Ruin my life? Why? I want to see!
Putting on glasses for the first time is an experience I can't quite describe with words or visuals. It's like waking up for the first time, living for the first time, breathing in a world you never knew.
Mommy, look at all the leaves on the trees!
My poor baby! Shut up, bitch! This isn't about you! Jill. My tiny circle of friends grew exponentially once I had to attend daycare after school. I noticed one girl sitting on the bus and decided to be her friend. It was easy because we both had Tamagotchis and Nintendo DS's to play with.
Her name is Jill. She and her brother are neurodivergent, just like me. We play together all the time at daycare, and sometimes we get to play together at our houses on weekends.
We became inseparable. We were just a couple of hyper goofball kids who loved Pokemon and animals.
I'm a cat! And I'm a ferret.
I think it was Jill who finally made me realize I would never be alone again. The days of longing for connection with the other kids, watching from the sidelines, it was over. Because Jill filled up my life with so much genuine autistic joy. I was finally understood.
Thank you, Jill. You're the best friend ever.
Horrid. All right, students. Everyone has been assigned one vocabulary word each to use in a sentence that defines it. You're up, wild child.
Ahem. My word is horrid. My mommy thinks my daddy is horrid.
Do you know why you're in the counselor's office, wild child?
No, that was my vocabulary words like everyone else. I'm in trouble.
Technically, I used the word correctly in that sentence. However, the teachers were concerned, to say the least. Promise. Wild child, who is that little girl you are playing with at school?
Oh, Ellie? She's my favorite classmate. We sit out at recess because of our asthma, so we play Pokemon games together. She has a crush on Lucario, and she's a really good artist.
Follow me. We need to talk.
Nanny?
I need you to promise me something, wild child.
Promise? What?
Promise me you'll never marry a black man or a Hispanic man.
What? Why?
They'll ruin your life. Promise me.
But...
Promise! I said it. If I hadn't, I feared for what would have happened behind that locked door, but I never meant it. Everyone on all sides of my family were horribly racist. I'm nothing like them. Never have been, never will be. Imagine being so scared of your granddaughter playing with a black girl, you immediately jump to the conclusion they're going to get married. Like, Danny knew I was a lesbian before I did, I guess.
I'm so glad I'm nothing like them.
Tattletale.
What?
Wild child, you left the room without permission? Yellow card for today.
Huh? But I was choking! Mrs., that boy over there stole my Neopet out of my desk.
Playing Tattletale, are we?
Huh?
She's vandalizing school property! That rock will never come off! You are in serious trouble, young lady.
It comes off with water!
I should have been a villain. Y'all are lucky her spirit is unbreakable. I would have destroyed the world! Mama cat.
There's a mama cat we've been feeding since we moved here. Daddy said she's gonna have kittens. And that day has finally come. Mama cat kittens! Mama cat kittens! Mama cat kittens!
She brought them out one by one. Dad was previously persistent on not letting her inside the house. But how can you resist 4 adorable kittens?
They were named Tom, Jealous, Squirt, and Frisco. Mommy let us take Frisco to her house, so the other 3 stayed with Daddy and Mama Cat.
My dream was to become a veterinarian at the time. I had read every single cat and dog book in our school library. It was a defining moment for me to help raise these kittens. I loved them dearly.
Daddy let us keep every single one, too. You know, I think this was the best day of my life, actually.
Yeah, it was. Sorry, Rocky. Real life Pokemon.
Rocky! It's time to write our Christmas list for Santa! Santa! Yeah! You can ask for all the coolest toys. Like a Nintendo Wii? Or Webkins? Or Polly Pockets, Pillow Pets, Feel Fangs? Ooh, or what about Pokemon? Ooh, yeah, good idea! More Pokemon action figures. Still need to find Corellia. Darkrai daughter has been lost almost as long as Officer Empoleon. No, not those Pokemon. A real Pokemon. Rocky, you're serious? Let's ask Santa for a real-life Mew! Then technically we get every Pokemon in real life! Yeah!
We asked every single year. No, we did not get one. Sorry, kids. Slash.
Computer class is so boring! I already know everything!
This was the constant battle for me as a gifted kid. I was never challenged in school. So instead, I challenged myself. I made my first cartoon instead of animated characters using nothing but Microsoft PowerPoint on the school computers.
His name is Slash! He's a rainbow circle guy, and he has a little brother named Lime!
Baby's first OC! Baby's first horrifying, hideous, nightmare-inducing OC!
I'm Slash, and this is my brother Lime. Say hi, Lime! Oh, you're supposed to say hi, Rocky! You voiced the little brother! Ah!
I was born to write, direct, animate, and voice act cartoons. Torn down.
This was the worst day of my life.
The worst day of Wild Child's era.
The hot air balloon field in our backyard was being torn down. Giant machines woke us up every morning as they chewed apart all the trees. I prayed that all the animals were able to escape and find new homes. All of a sudden, our view was nothing but an empty plain of dirt. I sat on top of my playground and cried. Never again would I explore those forests. Never again would the hot air balloons take off here. Instead, giant mansions would be built in their place. How evil of those people to tear down a beautiful piece of Mother Nature. They ruined my home, and I couldn't do a thing about it. I better. You can be honest.
It doesn't get better, but it does get easier. I promise.
Imagination.
I'm so bored! Ugh. Teen Titans was on all Saturday, and now it's Sunday, so I can't watch it anymore. I wonder if I can make my own episodes in my head. I could use my imagination! Okay, here's the remote. Turn on the TV. Okay, focus. I want to watch Teen Titans. I want to make an episode where they all get Beast Boys powers. Yeah! Then they can all be kitty cats. I saw it! I saw it for a second in my head, but also in real life. I saw it. I made it real.
Local frog child discovers imagination, not clickbait. And what's the first thing she did with her newfound superpower? Turn everyone and everything she knew into cats.
Now I can really actually be a cat in real life too!
Cat.
Ever since I unlocked the imagination achievement, I went through a heavy autism hyperfixation. The kind where I believed I was an animal. I was...
cat! I always wear my black cat tail for my old Halloween costume, but even when it wasn't there, I could see my tail reacting with my emotions. No one else could see it though. They kept telling me I was a little frog girl, which was totally wrong. I'm a cat. I would eat my food out of a bowl on the floor. I run with my paws out in front of me because I have to use all four legs to go as fast as I can. I can also move my ears like a cat, and my nails are long and sharp like claws. Ah! She scratched me!
Wild child, stop hissing at people and scratching them!
I don't understand you because I'm a cat.
God, how did anyone deal with me during this phase?
Intruder.
Rocky, wild child, get packed up. You're going to your dad's tonight.
I'm already ready.
Oh, good. Let me go get dressed and... Oh, child, get this toy out of the kitchen. Scared me half to death.
What toy?
Oh, the snake one.
We don't have a snake toy.
Whoa!
It's a black racer!
Get the phone, call 911!
Okay, jeez. Hello? There's a snake in our house. Okay, the police are coming, Mommy. I'm gonna go get Rocky and wait outside.
Wait! Bring me my clothes!
You're naked up there?
Karma's a bitch, ain't it?
Toilet paper money.
Daddy started a new birthday tradition when I was in 3rd grade. Since Rocky and I had a lot of stuff already, Daddy thought it'd be a good idea to give us money instead. He'd give us $10 for every year we've been alive. But he wouldn't just give it to us in a card or an envelope. No, he'd do something really special with it.
My crazy dad would roll up individual $1 bills into a toilet paper roll, forcing us to unravel the entire thing to get every last dollar. It was so damn creative and fun. The most unforgettable birthday tradition ever.
Go, Wild, go! Go, Wild, go!
It's raining money and TP!
Bubblegum.
Daycare was pretty unbearable for my brother and I. We'd be latched onto the fence outside, desperately waiting for one of our parents to free us from the prison.
I was with Daddy every Monday and Wednesday, and then every other weekend, I saw him Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. It was a little exhausting moving between houses every single day, but Daddy always made it special for Rocky and I. When he gets us in daycare, we get to make a convenience store trip. I always get a red Kool-Aid burst bottle and raspberry ice cube gum. And we got to sing Ozzy Osbourne in the car on the way home. Once we got to the mile stretch,
A private speed limitless road that is approximately 1 mile long.
Daddy would let us sit outside the windows and we'd go really fast. It was like flying. Rocky and I never had so much fun.
It really was the little things that mattered so much to Wild Child. The dumb, probably really dangerous little things.
Yay!
Turtle.
Daddy, look at those!
Ah, they look like your old gerbils, Speeder and Templeton.
Yeah, they do. I hope they're doing good in heaven.
What if I told you could have another pet?
Really? I want a turtle! Look at that one, Daddy! He's so fast!
And as promised, Dad let me take him home. I named him Scooter, but unfortunately,
This whole experience was short-lived.
Rocky! Oh, what are you doing? No! No! Scooter! No!
My poor little brother accidentally crushed him. I never resented or hated him for it, but I didn't take the death very well.
It feels like everything I love dies.
Hey, wild child, look, I found Scooter's brother, Flipper.
What if he dies too, Daddy?
That's just a part of life, baby. But that doesn't mean we don't enjoy the life we got, right?
Right.
Figure 8.
Daddy got a speedboat! Now I get to go on the ocean and lakes and go for boat rides, water skiing, and my favorite, tubing!
Nothing beats sitting in that front seat taking in all the wind, sun, and waves. The Lunchable and Capri Sun meals we'd have all stashed under the dashboard, the music pounding as we cruised along the blue waters, the giant fish my dad would catch and fry up, and how much we hated the smell. I hold these memories so close to my heart.
But Daddy had a special trick when we would go tubing. If we didn't fall off after a long time, he'd make sure we would by doing the famous deadly figure 8.
I get whiplash just thinking about those sharp turns. We'd hold on for dear life. My brother Jill and I, we tried so hard to survive at least one figure 8. But we never did.
But man, one thing is for sure, we never slept better after days like those. Dad, you really knew how to have fun. And wear those crazy kids out.
Rainford.
I'm scared, Wild. No, Rocky. The rain isn't scary. Watch! Daddy taught me this one. When lightning flashes, start counting. Then when we hear the thunder, we'll know how many miles away it is. 1, 2, 3. 3 miles. Yeah, see? Not scary at all. And guess what else? Now that it's raining, we can make rain forts! Rain forts? Daddy's drum set makes the best fort ever! And if we move your baby mattress out here, it goes on this blanket here. Oh, and don't forget the Christmas lights! And ta-da! Come on, Rocky! I'm not scared anymore. Yay! Now let's play Tamagotchis and Pokemon. We can't go outside until it's over, so we've got all the time in the world to play in our fort.
Sure feels that way, huh, wild child? Like you'll never grow up. Well, technically, you never will you?
The Tow Hanger.
Sitting on the couch all wet, huh?
Does this count as cruel and unusual punishment?
Sometimes when we were bad, Daddy would grab us by the ankles and hang us upside down. He'd walk us across the ceiling until all the blood rushed to our heads. It was awesome!
Wild child, honey, it was supposed to be a punishment, I think.
Daddy was never mean to us like Mommy. She'd pinch me, slap me, and kick me all the time. The worst thing Daddy ever did was put me in timeout in front of the microwave. Or the tow hanger!
You bet I brought it up in school, too. And you know what happened? Does your mommy hate you? It's okay to tell the truth. You're safe here.
Okay, well, yes, it does hurt me a lot.
They immediately called my mother, had an altercation, which led to, you guessed it, more abuse. It's no wonder my victims can't speak up.
I'll take the tow hanger any day.
Still a weird concept, but yeah. Hair tie wars.
Rocky, the front lines are looking rough. We need more ammo. I'm gonna make a run for it. Rocky, wait, I love you. I love you too.
The hair tie war was a legendary childhood memory. Dad fired the first shot as a joke. Then it escalated to an all-out war.
Ah! I'm hit!
Get him!
I never had much money, but God, we were rich. Those days at Dad's house were the best of my life. Every day was a new game, new adventure. While there was a lot of work to do, like cooking, cleaning, and homework, it never felt like a chore when Dad made everything so damn fun. The house had finally become a home. It was nothing like tiptoeing through Mom's museum.
We couldn't even sit on the couch because it was new leather or whatever. Ugh. But at Daddy's house, Rocky and I were free.
Thanks, Dad. Gasparilla.
Apparently, if y'all weren't raised in Florida, you don't know about the single best holiday ever?
Gasparilla! It's basically Pirate Day! Arrgh!
I only recently found out by moving to the Midwest that this tradition seems utterly insane to everyone else. But listen, we'd have a whole pirate-themed parade full of beads, coins, and candy. Was it based on legend and not historical fact? Maybe. But who doesn't love dressing up as a pirate and talking like one too? Arrgh!
It's not a lie! It's true! Pirates once invaded Florida. It was a surprise attack! Then they took over a whole island and stole the town's festival! Jose Gasparilla was the last buccaneer, and we still see his ship sailing at the beach sometimes!
You know, child of wild, they say his treasure is still buried in Florida's salty waters.
Really?
Isn't she a little too old for this? Walk the plank, you bitch!
Greatest lesson.
Wild child, get up now! I can't believe I have to get you up for school.
Time to get up, Rocky.
Wild child, pay attention to your work. You can draw when you're finished.
I am finished, look!
Well, do something more productive then, like reading.
But I'm writing my own book.
You having fun, wild child? Gonna throw up yet?
I'm tearing it up, just like you.
Why? Stop it! I'm mad. Not you!
But if we both make the mess, then we both gotta clean it up, right?
He sat with me in my anger, in my ugliest moment, and made it beautiful. It's the greatest lesson he ever taught me. Encounter.
I'm not invincible, am I? You could bite me, or lightning could strike me, or God could take me to heaven early just like my cousin. So many bad things can happen. Is that really what life is like? Am I always gonna be scared of dying? Everything happens for a reason, right? So, if I'm supposed to die right now, I will. And if not, then it'll happen later. But it's gonna happen someday, isn't it? But not now, I guess. Huh? What are you?
Tree.
Dad's acre was filled with skinny pine trees. The fresh scent of needles brings me so much nostalgia. But between the tree sap, pine cones, and general placement of the trees, we ended up having to get most of them removed.
I loved running across the big, giant tree trunks! We had so many bonfires using up all the wood we got from the trees! The house was a lot safer now, too, since storms couldn't knock them down anymore!
Safer. Right.
See? They're using a rope with a truck to pull the tree when they cut it.
Wow! Ow! Rocky!
Wild, wait!
My brother was inside. It crushed his room. I ran as fast as I could.
Rocky! Rocky! Wild!
He was so scared. But not because of the tree. I found out later, it was for a whole other reason. I never held him tighter. The sheer terror of almost losing my brother haunts my nightmares to this day. And to think, I was so scared of falling trees when, really, I should have been more afraid of the adults in my life.
The Lost Empoleon.
Officer Empoleon! Officer Primplop! It's been months since my daughter Corellia disappeared. Have you found any clues? We are certain she was in the toy box at Daddy's house, but we couldn't find her. We'll search Mommy's house next. Rocky's closet. My daughter Piplup misses Corellia dearly. Don't worry, Darker Eye. We'll find her.
Kids, dinner time, get cleaned up.
Oh man, we're just getting to the drama too. Oh well.
Toys went missing frequently. I'd always try to make it a fun game for my brother to lessen the damage it would cause.
I saw Mommy putting our toys into big garbage bags and taking them away. She took my Minnie Mouse and Snuggle Bear. She's taking everything away because I'm growing up. But Rocky's still little.
I did everything I could to protect that kid. But genuinely, some things went missing that I can't explain.
We lost Empoleon, and we never found him.
But we found Corellia! Holy shit, 15 years later! No way!
Fall Festival.
Every year, our school celebrated autumn by having a fair in our parking lot. There were games, prizes, and hay rides!
By 3rd grade, I'd finally been enrolled in one extracurricular activity. Chorus. I'd sing at every event. Well, everyone I could make it to. Half the reason Wild Child never did sports or after-school activities was because no one could get me there and back.
But chorus was during school hours! I got to miss boring all-regular class and sing instead. I loved it!
My music teacher, Miss Tutu, had literally watched me grow up from preschool all the way through grade school. She's a huge inspiration for my piano skills, singing abilities, and love of voice acting.
But anyways, back to the festival. One time I won a cakewalk and Mommy was really mad. I pretended to throw it away, but secretly ate it with Jill. I was so hyper after that!
Now I get why she was mad about it. I wish sugar still had that effect on me. Oh my god, I'd be unstoppable.
Daycare.
There we go! Wild Child art commissions are now open for business! Good idea, WC! Now we can collect quarters and use them on the vending machines! So hungry. I hate being poor.
What are you two weirdos doing?
Selling art! I can make you a bookmark for a quarter!
What a ripoff.
Stop! Teacher, Jill and I got hurt by... on the playground!
Oh, just rinse it off with water. You'll be fine. Wild Child, why are there splinters in your back?
A kid at daycare dragged me through the mulch.
And for once, that woman's wrath was a blessing. And Jill and I never had to set foot in that daycare again.
We're safe!
First book.
Howie! I wrote my very first book! You wanna read it?
Is this the one I'm thinking it is?
It's called Arlene and Carlos.
Oh god, it is! Arlene and Carlos! It was a very dramatic tale of two cats who fell in love.
Arlene is the mommy cat, and Carlos is the daddy, but their house catches on fire, and all the kittens are trapped inside! Meow! Meow! We're burning! Meow!
The good thing Carlos was conveniently a firefighter, huh?
Yeah, or else Arlene would have to divorce him.
Yeah, if she lived first! Wild Child, where did you come up with this stuff? Hey! Arlene and Carlos walked so 12 and Origins could run.
And Brightside could fly.
But why did it have to be about burning children alive?
The Planet Problem.
Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, Neptune, Pluto.
Dude, I was born to be a performer. I love acting to this day.
My favorite play we ever did was in 3rd grade. It was about our solar system. Basically, the story was that the sun went on vacation and all the planets started dying.
Holy shit, she's right. Wait, why did I never realize how dark that is?
So all the planets had to go around the universe looking for the sun. We sang songs about Proxima, Sirius, and shooting stars too. I was lucky enough to be one of the moons. Neptune's moon, to be exact. At the end of the play, we got to shine flashlights like stars on the ceiling and blast back to the Milky Way. It was so much fun.
Yeah, aside from Earth singing about how her people were freezing to death, who wrote this shit? Isn't this supposed to be for kids?
The kids want blood, Holly. They want tragedy and destruction!
Ah, I see.
Tangerines.
My great-grandmother on my dad's side lived with my nanny and papa. She was a very grumpy old Irish lady we called Grandma. I don't have many memories with her because, honestly, that woman scared me.
But one time, I was trying to peel tangerines I picked from the backyard. I wasn't doing a very good job and making a mess, so she came over to yell at me. I couldn't help but to cry. Sometimes when people yelled, I thought they would hurt me, but she didn't. She seemed nicer when she realized that. She helped me peel the tangerines, and we took turns tossing pieces into each other's mouths while sharing stories.
She was well over 80 years old at the time. Hearing her stories about her childhood was so fascinating to me.
She rode into town on a horse and buggy! And she used to have to sew all her clothes by herself! And can you believe she used to walk 10 miles uphill in the snow just to get to school?
Okay, Grandma. Low blow. Not cool.
What?
Nothing, wild child. Just another hyperbole lost to the tism.
Ohio. This may have been a fever dream, but I'm pretty sure I went to a wedding in Ohio in a mansion that was in the middle of a cornfield.
It wasn't a dream. It was actually the first time I went on an airplane. I was really scared though, but Daddy got the pilot to show me the driver's seat. And I got a special pin, and the lady on the intercom said I was the co-pilot for the flight.
Another W for Dad. Let's go.
After that, Rocky and I saw snow for the first time. Everyone in the whole family was there. People I never even met before were getting married, but blah! Who cares about that when there's a huge mansion to explore? Look, wild peacocks! Whoa! And look at all that corn!
What are y'all doing in the barn? Party's inside, come on!
The party is the fever dream part. It was freezing cold. The twinkling Christmas lights were everywhere, blinding me. There's loud music, a million people, and a cat! I remember being solely fixated on that cat. God, what was up with the Ohio wedding? Oh! It was the first time I realized I was overstimulated.
Jim.
WC, Rocky, I want you to meet someone!
Oh, great. Another stupid boyfriend. Ugh.
This is Jim!
You smell good.
Hey, so I talked to your mom and she said if we finish all of our chores, I'm allowed to take you all out for McDonald's ice cream. What do you say?
Ice cream! Hurry, Rocky! Pull up those weeds! I'll go clean our rooms!
Wait, let me help you with that, Babino.
Oh my god, and my kids act like I never do anything with them.
Okay, all done! Let's go get ice cream with Jim now!
So, what do you say, kids? Is it okay if I date your mom?
Huh, I might need more ice cream chips to know for sure.
I wish I had known that he was the one. That Jim would become my stepfather someday. After years of dealing with my mother's many loser boyfriends, Wild Child was right to be suspicious. I wish I hadn't given him so much hell. But honestly, I think he got me back someday.
Whoopee cushion! Jim!
Love you, Jim. Forever.
Hey, kiddo! Oh, look at you. You've grown up so fast.
I don't want to go, Ollie. I don't want to die. I'm scared.
Hey, shh. Wild child. It's okay. You're not going anywhere.
It's Blackbird's turn now.
Yeah, it is her turn. It's important we all get to tell our stories. But none of it could have started without you. You're so special, WC.
I don't want to grow up. I don't want to be an adult. I just want to be a kid forever and ever and play all the time.
Wild child, you are going to be a kid forever.
No, I'm not. You're old. Grow up, don't I?
But you're wild child, and you always will be. You are my inner child, which means you're going to be a kid forever. You'll never change, and that's the best thing. You will spend an eternity in my heart, playing in mud, swimming in the ocean, swinging on the playground. Don't you get it, WC? You're the luckiest one out of all of us!
I get to be a kid? Forever?
Forever. Thanks for the head start, Snothead. I'll take it from here.
I get to be a kid? I'll never grow up! I'll never die! Yeah!
bloopers.
She said they perfected us. Oh, perfected? That is not what the fuck?
Oh, let Wild Child say fuck.
He turned one of our closets into a laundry. Whoa, what the fuck?
God damn it, stop saying fuck, Wild Child, stop. Stop, you're already corrupted enough. We don't need this.
The moment I heard the handle jiggle, I jump up for joy. Oh, and die! Apparently, what the freak? There, I said freak. Welcome to Wild Child's Bug Motel. Oh, not a motel. That would not be appropriate, probably.
Oh my god! Oh my god, I'm gonna puke so bad. Ah!
Man! Adults always say that!
Uh-oh. What happened? Oh no. There we go. Good Lord have mercy.
Well, that was scary, unnecessary. What the little freak was that? Stupid dumb power going out?
Like, literally, like, what are the goddamn odds? I'm just trying to record everyone.
One short walk from our treehouse, and we be farting.
No! We are not farting!
We're having a rootin' tootin' old time down at the pond. God.
Why can't I talk?
It's when I got to hatch baby duck. Oh, I had a typo when I said hatch baby ducklings instead of watch. That was really stupid of me. Oh, jeez. Almost like I'm 2 years old. I should be writing scripts. Oh, why do I sound like I'm farting?
It's not farting. It's just a lisp. Just calm down. Relax. No, I haven't. Fucking no. Relax. There. We're fine. The speech impediment definitely went away.
Compete with 3 sections. All fucking. What is this script? Who wrote this?
Shut up. I wrote this and it's fine and I can speak. I promise. It's fine. It's fine. Fun fact. Oh, fun fact, I need water. Fun fact, I'm dehydrated and I'm disintegrating into dust as we speak.
Every year, my voice dies every single year. Because when I start to record,
I just start dying. Y'all know some Sims? Y'all know some Sims? Sims 3, anyone? Sims 4? Leaf, Luva, Lurv, you know?
My school I forgot to beeve.
Beaving is important, Wild Child. Please beave.
I need to dink too.
Take a dink break. Here you go.
Stupid guy. Now I can eat him! Oh gosh, there's a spider! I don't like recording in the basement. This is poopy! Daddy was a little busy, but yeah, that's what he's busy with. He's busy farting everywhere.
I'm not animating that. I'm not animating that. We'd ride scooters, not swim in the dogs. No.
Until forever. Oh, God, I scared myself.
Accidentally touched my own arm and scared myself. I'm going insane.
Buttons learns a new trick and we'll be pooping. That's her new trick.
God, I hope not. It's a really shitty trick. I'm so funny. Growing up in a family of opportunity? No, this is not a family of opportunity. This is a family from hell. After Ozzy said, bye-bye.
Oh, God, jeez, I'm like banging everything.
It leads, God, my voice. It leads to bad luck. Very. God, why is my voice cracking so much? I'm not in Parker's area yet.
I tried so hard and got so far. But in the end, my voice won't stop cracking. 2 Christmases and 2. Oh God, and I'm gonna break everything around me. Yay! I got a fun ride and some new Vambit art. Damn Vambit arts. What the freak? What the dyslexia is that? That boy over there stole my Nintendo. Not my Nintendo. That says Neopet. Like, legit. Like, can I not read?
I read every single cat book. Cats and dots. You know, the things that you take to the vet. Yep. I made my first cartoon instead of cartoon. I'm a cartoon.
Yeah, then
I can die.
I saw it for the
Calm down, Wild Child.
Daddy's. I was just God dang it, I can't talk. When he got us from daycare, he very brief.
I mean, I hope so. Does this crown... Does this crown? What the hell?
I'm so tired of recording.
How do you squeak like that? Holy crap! Secret's out, squeaky toy.
Oh no! You're gonna find out I'm a squeaky toy. Oh no! Oh dear, oh me, oh my. Your house catches on fire! Oh my god! Oh man, I broke my voice. Howie! I wrote my very first book!
Oh, that was squeaky.
And then
Dude, you are going to blow up, like, relax. You know how dumb it is to be sitting in your basement staring at a wall going... I feel insane! It's a good thing Carlos was conveniently a fighter, huh? A fighter? That is not a profession. Although, I think I have a good candidate. Come here, Blackbird. Yes, you could be the fighter.